What's good, boys and girls? Sunday night. It is the night after UFC Vegas 113. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about a lot of things tonight, I imagine. We'll see how things go. Hope everyone's well, as always. So many talking points from last night. Not many storylines emerged, but certainly a lot of talking points last night. I'm looking forward to getting into all of them. We're not going to do a panel tonight, unfortunately. I'm sure all of you are gutted. But it's going to be a solo venture tonight, and hopefully we'll do a panel on Monday or Tuesday when we can get some of the boys back. How you doing, Pib? What's good, man? Westy, how you doing? Happy weekend. Hope you're having a wonderful one. Much love. As always, if you are entering the stream, if you could like it, if you are new here, if you could subscribe, I would very much appreciate it. How you doing, Bobby Mays? What's good, man? I'm a fan of yours as well, my G. How you doing? How you doing, Crystal? What's good? You're in Arizona right now. Don't care, mate. As long as you're not in my neck of the woods, I don't care. I feel safe when there's at least an ocean between us. Can they really cut Almeida though? Heavyweight is so short-staffed. Yes, they can. Yes, they can cut him. Any fat guy or any juiced guy can come off the street and do exactly what Almeida did last night, which was absolutely nothing. I hacked this chat. Yeah, go hit that dang like button before the liked button hit to you. Exactly what Crystal said in as many words. It wouldn't be a Fight Night Frankie stream without some messed up Crystal takes. How you doing, user? What's good, man? I need to come up with a better name for you because I definitely recognize you when you pop in. Yes, they can, and yes, they should. I completely agree. Frankie, you from Florida? Yes, I'm from Florida. I'm there right now. I'll send you my address in a minute. I am from Florida. Indeed. But yeah, how you doing, user? What's good, man? I had a bit. I managed to fumble on the gambling, and I'm going to get into it in a minute. I'm especially upset, and I'm going to say why. I don't sleep with a revolver. The revolver sleeps with me. That is very true in your case. You should be on some kind of list. I go by R before YouTube changed my R. It is then. We will go with R. Thanks for turning up as always, man. Your loyalty is very, very much appreciated. Frank's one of them that is down in Florida riding them alligators, don't you know? If I was in Florida, that's 100% what I would be doing. Frankie, who is Batman? He's going to turn up any minute now, and you guys can have a freak off because that's exactly what it's going to be. Who's the 10th bloke that didn't like? Okay, there we go. Knew when I started typing, it would sort out. We're trying to aim to get at least 30 likes per stream. I don't deserve that, but it would be nice to get. Frankie, would you ever let one of your viewers come to your house? Yes, I would. Very much depends on the viewer, though. You know, I've got kids in the house, so Pib is out. No offense, Pib. Frankie, I'm on all this lists, even the Epstein list. Of course you are, Pib. Of course you are, and rightfully so. You know the drill, like or be forever gay. Couldn't have said it better myself. And again, I'll state this just for the list. Sorry, just for the list. Just for the record. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Nothing wrong with taking it up the pipe. I am the list. You are the list. You're on every list. How you doing, Chrissy? What's good? Hope you're having a good weekend. Shout out to everyone here. We're going to try and have a nice, chilled Sunday stream. I do have some takes. I do have some thoughts on what happened last night. Most of them are quite positive. I thought it was generally quite a good card. I'm on my way over, mate. You're more than welcome, mate. You've earned it just for your service to this channel. But how's everyone doing tonight? Let me know how your weekends are going. If there's anything you want to talk about, as always, as you know, I feel like I have to state this on every stream. All topics are open for discussion. Every single one. Frankie, can I come over and cook your family dinner? Trying this recipe I got from Epstein Island. That's exactly why your invitation is never going to be sent out. No, Weston, I'll meet you over there. You're welcome as well. Crystal's another person I would have over. 100%. Mate, you said it's wrong to have a dick in your mouth yesterday, and now you're saying it's okay to take it in the pipe. It's okay if that's your kind of thing. but it does mean that you're gay. You asked me, if you take a dick in the mouth, are you gay? And I said, yes. Final predictions, Patriots or Seahawks? I don't know anything about it, but I'm going to go with the Seahawks. And I don't know why. I can't name any of their players. I do know that the Patriots obviously have a more reputable history in the competition. That's what I'm going to call it, the competition. But I have a feeling the Seahawks are going to get it done. No idea why. Maybe because I just want a little bit of an underdog story. Would you have me over? Your name is Mr. Freaky. So maybe. Thoughts on Epstein making jerky out of baby meat? Well, I don't think there's any take to have about that other than it's the worst thing I've ever heard. And I've heard some bad things in here. But yeah, Mr. Lord, I am going with the Seahawks. Don't take my word for it. I have no idea what I'm talking about. My mate nutted in his wife's mouth and kissed her. We called him gay. I used to know somebody who used to taste their own jizz. We don't hang out anymore. Invite Pib. Pib, you're never going to be invited. In fact, I think there should be a tracker put on you just so I can be somewhere else, just in case you turn up. I like having you in here, but you scare me. I don't know. I think the Patriots are going to take it. There's too much stuff going on in Washington right now for the Seahawks to really focus. That's what I think. Crystal knows what she's talking about a lot more than I do. I have to go visit Crystal's husband first, then we'll fly over the pond, mate. Sounds amazing. What's good? How you doing, Mitch? What's good? Hope you're having a good weekend. Happy to have you here as always. Welcome to the channel. I know some of you are obviously devastated that we're not having a panel tonight, but we will sort it out at some point in the week. Me, Weston, and my husband still need to have that damn beer. Who's gonna sit in the chair? Yo, what's up? Good card last night. Weird results, but good card. I got every single fight right apart from one. Just one. So I still am very far away from having a complete full card. I've never ever done it in 12 years of watching MMA. Maybe longer than that. What I don't get with the Epstein is where the hell are the parents? Yeah, I get some of the kids get taken, but not the case for most of them. As somebody who's witnessed very bad parents myself, neglect is a very, very easy thing to happen. A combination of it is obviously kids who came from broken homes or they had stuff going on where their parents weren't paying attention. There's no excuse for any of it. Because certainly as a parent myself, I'm always fully aware of what my kids are getting up to, mostly. But it happens. You know, people get disconnected, so on. But certainly when you've got daughters, you got to be extra careful because there are predators everywhere. Like Pib. How you doing, Gaz Ninja? What's good, man? MMA sucks ass cheeks now, dude. You are so boring. Ban MMA now. Mate, it's up to you what you want to talk about. It's completely up to you. I did it on the Izzy Imavov card. Only one I got right. Yeah. I've had several cards where I've only got one wrong, but I was so close with this one. And the one I got wrong, I'm not even that mad about. Do you think Usman Nurmagomedov will do well in the UFC? Absolutely. He's a cheating little prick. He cheats inside the cage, outside the cage, and his name's Nurmagomedov. He's 100% going to do well in the UFC if he ever turns up. And it's the perfect time because PFL is not a real organization. I don't consider it as legitimate. And there's no place to go right now other than the UFC in terms of Western mainstream MMA. So, yeah, such a gay name too. How you doing, Red Bull Sports? What's good, man? Bro is on an MMA stream and is talking crap. I mean, to be fair, this is kind of an anything goes stream. But Pib, if you're upset about what's being talked about, bring up something that can actually be spoken about. You degenerate little... I'm going to try not to swear. We're 9 minutes in. So, like I said, the topics of conversation are all entirely on you. Let me speak up for some of those kids. They feel like things are so bad at home that they go places, and those places are just as bad as they already feel, and they end up staying. And what we're not taking into consideration is obviously there was a lot of money changing hands as well for these kids. I mean, you know, some of them were getting a couple £100 at a time, whatever. And to them, when they're from broken situations and they're being offered something like that, it's very clear that he went after very, very vulnerable people. So I'll put it that way. I'm not going to get too far into it because it's disgusting. It's all gross. Frankie, I bet I'm more normal than everyone in chat. That's not saying much in here, though. That's not much of a claim. Yes, Pib is my stalker. Pib stalks me in MMA chats. It's crazy. Next fight for Horiguchi. Ooh. You could put Horiguchi into a title fight right now. You could argue that he's more deserving than a lot of contenders. Tyra's already had a shot. Pantoja's on the shelf. And Manel Cap's not consistent enough. So you could throw him into it right now. I reckon they should do him and Manel Cap. That's what I reckon. They do a title eliminator with him and Manel Cap. Then they do Tatsu Taira and Joshua Van for the title in Japan. And then the winner of Cap and Horiguchi fights the winner. That's what I would do. That's a rough situation, and nobody's going to understand everything, and that's what sucks the most. Some people have kids without even, they let that nut go, and they let that nut inside them without considering what the consequences are. And then having kids is hard, man. It takes a lot. You need to be a fully with it person to be having children nowadays, especially with all the dangers there are out there. Liverpool are the worst Premier League champions of all time. Makes me sick. Nah, man, Chelsea are the worst Premier League champions of all time. The one when they won it and then they finished 10th, that was the worst Premier League champions of all time. But they're running it close. The only reason why I don't give it to Liverpool is because the Premier League is so competitive right now. Everyone's kind of losing. No way. Of course, the title shot for Pantoja 2 or maybe Tyra. Pantoja's going to be out for at least 9 months. You can't wait around for that guy. Arsenal could still win the quad. They won't. I still think Arsenal are going to win nothing, and I think it's going to be hilarious. And I'm going to be there to laugh all the way. Thoughts on abortion? See, I was raised as a Catholic, so my inner self always says that abortion is wrong, especially when there's so many families out there that can't have kids and want to. You're taking away their opportunity. But there's loads of situations where people get pregnant from rape or they get pregnant underage or whatever. It really I would say it's a nuanced thing. It's very much down to the individual. Personally, for me, I'm not behind abortion, but also I'm not I'm not there for the nuanced situations that people have, so I wouldn't judge people for doing so. The last bet I placed was a £10 ACCA. The last fight, Moicano versus Ortega. Moicano was winning comfortably halfway through the last round. Moicano decided to take Ortega down. Hang on a second. And got subbed, lost 8K. Ouch. Well, I did something pretty bad last night, but I'm not going to get into it right now. I'm still salty. Arsenal are not winning the league. No, they're not. Yeah, true. Chelsea are embarrassing. Nah, Rice is the best player in the world right now. All right, we've got an idiot in the chat. It's MMA. Anything can happen. It is what it is. That's the thing. When two people are squaring off against each other, there can be various things that have happened before. There are various things that can happen on the way into the cage. And there are various things that can happen while you're in there. One mistake. Van is a fake champ. It's not on Van Red Bull Sports. Van went in there. He fought. He caused the injury. He won 5 fights in a year. He fully deserves to be in the situation where he is. To go from unranked to champion in a year, it's not his fault. Calling him the fake injury, not fake injuries. Unfortunate injuries happen all the time, and Van fully deserves to have taken it. He deserves the luck that he got because he took short notice fights. He said yes to everything, and he put on impressive performances. He got himself into that position. He beat Brandon Royval, who was the shoe-in contender at that time. He deserves everything he gets from that situation. It's unfortunate for Pantoja, but he'll get his shot again, I'm sure. I was almost dumb enough to get AJ to KO Jake Paul in the first. My bet would have been 20K and win 70K. Yeah, they had an arrangement very, very clearly. Is John sick again? Yes. Yes, he is. He's always sick. MMA should change his name to McDonald's. Now he looks like he's using McDonald's Wi-Fi. It's a bit harsh. As a Liverpool fan, I'm tired of them. What team do you suggest I move to? It's too late for you, bud. You can pick up and support another team, but it will never feel the same. I'm sure he can't defend his belt. It depends who they match him up against. If they match him up against Pantoja, he probably loses. If they match him up against Tyra, he probably loses. If they match him up against Horiguchi, he probably loses. But if they give him Manel Cap, he might have a chance. So it depends. Don't watch, then all you're doing is pushing my content. 100%. This is what I'm saying about people who come in here to troll. Thank you for the watch hours, dumb cunt. And I'm allowing myself to swear now because we're 15 minutes in and I don't care anymore. This is the thing. I do like Pib. I mean, I think he scares me a little bit, but sometimes he just goes a little bit too far and he's gets to be gone. He'll be back. Dana White should be sacked. He's ruining the sport. It's a good take, but I don't think Dana White is really that. We spoke about this a little bit on the last stream. I don't think Dana White is as much of as much of part of the decision making process as we're being led to believe. I think it's decisions are made by committee, and I think he's just a face. So people can. I think he should be gone as the face of the UFC, which is more important. Oh, geez, I thought I was giving him a longer timeout. Do you think Epstein had a high IQ? It depends what you mean. I mean, IQ can be measured in a number of different ways. The guy was certainly good at gathering information and getting himself in with the right people. So in terms of what his goals were, he managed them brilliantly. You know, you can say what you want, but he's the best nonce in the game. He obviously had, I can't believe I just said that out loud. He obviously got influence with pretty much every powerful person on the planet. Succeeded very well with that. Was he good at finance and business? From the word on the street is he was terrible at investing. But he certainly knew how to invest in people's weaknesses, and he did very, very well with that. Favorite curse word you can't say on stream? There is none. I say everything on here. Cunt is my favorite word. He's a bald prat. No, never then slot. Arnie Slot has to go as well. No, it's not that I'm late. It's that I don't know how many seconds is in a day. I'll explain later. Maths is not my strong suit as well. Henry is a better striker than Rooney, in my opinion. Again, it kind of depends what you look for in a footballer. We're talking about two elite level footballers in terms of their all-round games. I always ask myself, if I had to have 11 of the same person in a team, what person would I pick? And I would pick Rooney over almost anyone. If you put Rooney in defense, he's going to do a job. You put him in the midfield, he's going to do a job. You put him up front, he's going to do a job. You stick that fat cunt in goal, he's going to do a job. So that's usually how I measure it, but it really depends on what you consider your favorable style of play, or do you know what I'm saying? So I don't hate that as a take. Epstein was getting funded by the ultra rich, but the thing is that the question you got to ask is why, and it had to do with information. He was around at a time when he had advanced ways of gathering information on people, and he was unscrupulous in getting very bad information on people and knowing how to use it. Epstein was in the process of gathering information and blackmailing people. That was his main role in the whole shenanigans that happened. There's people above him and people below him, and I think, can't wait for the rest of that, but you're absolutely right. That's essentially what he was. 86,400 seconds. Is that enough, is the question. Mo Salah's downfall needs to be studied. Not really, mate. He's old and he got the bag of his life. He got exactly what he wanted. So everyone has to downfall eventually. And the thing is, yeah, Slot's style of play has really, really changed as well. He likes to have a little bit more of a deliberate way of playing, a much slower way of playing, retaining the ball, whereas Klopp was like gang and press all day long. And it takes its toll on your team. So that's why Klopp would have good season, mediocre season, good season, mediocre season, because his way of playing is very, very hard on his squad. Do you think John Jones can fight in the White House? I don't think they want him to. He's a reputable name that they probably need, or a big name that they probably need. But the word is that he's got a broken leg, so I don't think he's going to be back in time. They're eating babies, exactly. I mean, if there's any truth to that, heads have got to roll. What up, Frankie? I didn't watch this UFC card, but you did talk about the guy who Mike Tysoned someone's ear in a Czech MMA league. Fucking hell, man. I'm surprised how many people can't do simple math. Well, I can do simple math. So, you know, I'm good, but it's amazing how many people can't. It's amazing how many people can't read that are below the age of 21. Pib is going to fart and poop in everyone's mouth and jam it down with a sink plunger. It's just the same person. Gaz, this Valentine's Day, will you be my human calculator? That sounds like a very tempting offer. Liverpool should sell Salah to Saudi and make that bag. I don't think they'll get that much from him. I think they'll end up getting between 50 and 60 million, something like that. If Van is actually good, he could break John Jones's record for title defenses. He's not well-rounded enough. Like his striking game is, for me, top 5 in the UFC in terms of his hands, but I don't think he's got the all-round game to survive somewhere like flyweight, and he's very, very small for that division, which is crazy to say. Crazy to say. But I think there are 3 contenders right behind him that would comfortably beat him. Haaland is no better than a spastic without their milk. He's just waiting for his software upgrade. Van is not that good. Van is very good, man. Remember, he's young. He's only been doing MMA for 6 years. He's phenomenal. His hands are filth, mate. We're in the process of releasing a meme coin. If I text you digits, text me back. Fan knocks his ass out from the cage. I'm surprised this hasn't happened sooner, to be honest. Would you say Premier League football is hard to watch? I'd say La Liga or even Bundesliga is easier on the eye. A lot of Premier League games, the Premier League this season has been very dull to watch. It's been a lot of like recycling the ball, crossing the ball into the box. And most teams are doing that now. It seems that every team is reliant on set pieces and lumping balls into the box, which is really, really boring to watch. Really boring to watch. It's horrible to watch. But I find it's more about, the thing is, yeah, football goes in cycles and eventually it's going to be worked out. And then it's the same thing as in fighting. Wrestlers stay on top for a little while and then it goes, it kind of ebbs back and forth. That's just the nature of the business. Western modding is a sight to see. Rodri is also a disgrace. Rodri's had too many injuries. This is the problem. And every dog has their day and his day is over. I think that guy they've got in the middle, can't remember his name off the top of my head, the younger guy they got, I think he's going to replace Rodri sooner rather than later. Connor is still a draw. As soon as Connor signs on the dotted line, people are going to sign up to watch it because of who he is. Van is great, not good enough to break John. He's not going to get anywhere near John. He hasn't even had a title defense yet. Not at the same level though, exactly. After that, we're going to work on alcohol elementary when I take the hydrometer readings before and after fermentation for alcohol. Crystal, you need to be documenting this stuff, man. You need to get online and show all that stuff. I guarantee you a lot of people would watch it. Arsenal are great to watch at the moment. Gyökeres is in crazy good form. You're definitely smoking something, mate. Arsenal are going to win the league by default. I've been saying it all year. But I'm hoping they don't because I hate them and I hate their fans. Premier League is the most entertaining over the last decade. There's no bad team. I kind of agree with that as well. It's a high-intensity, highly competitive league. Every game feels like there's not a sure winner. And I love that. At the risk of sounding geeky, that sounds kind of fun, Crystal. It absolutely does. Tom Aspinall in the White House. Depends on how his surgery goes. I would 100% have him there. I would do him versus Alex Pereira. And then do Yuri versus Allberg for the light heavyweight title. Do you think Slot is getting sacked next season? I don't think he makes it to the end of this season. I think you're going to have Xabi Alonso in for next season. I think he'll get fired at the end of the season, and I think you'll hire Alonso, and I think those talks have already taken place. This Arsenal side could go down as all-time greats. I feel like I know you in real life, and you're trying to trigger me right now. Keep it up. Rice is a very good player, but Gerrard in his prime. Get the fuck out of here. Tampon Tom is what people have been calling him in Facebook. I mean, it's fair, isn't it? How you doing, Higher Observer? What's good, man? Thanks for turning up to the party as always. I can't believe we've been half an hour in already. Gyökeres is shit. A centre-back from Leeds could do what he does in Arsenal. This is all rage bait, Gazer. It's all rage bait, mate. The taste testing all throughout the brewing process is actually pretty fun. I bet it's the best part. Then there's turning it into vinegar afterwards and all that good stuff. You sound like you lead a very, very rich life, mate. I can't do football anymore. It's too soy. Football's shit, mate. The only people who really watch football who can understand it are people who have played it. Football to play is amazing. Playing it as a kid, I used to spend like I must have spent hundreds of thousands of hours playing football. It's one of the most fun games to play, but to watch it, sometimes it can be dull as dishwater, mate. Bro, I had Facebook when MySpace was still a thing. Yeah, remember MySpace? I don't do Facebook or MySpace or any of that stuff. Who the fuck is on Facebook? Asians, mate. Asians. Gyökeres is the best striker in 2026. He could lead Arsenal to multiple trophies. Gyökeres is a wet wipe. He's terrible. I cannot stand this take. And I know you're trying to trigger me, and I'm not having it. I'm not having it. He's rubbish, mate. He's garbage. You fumbled it, but you're still gonna win the title, so it doesn't matter. Apple cider vinegar crystal. Man, farm life sounds epic. That's my dream in a decade or so. Get myself a little farm or a bar. I'm leaning more towards bar, I'm not gonna lie. You know, because as Bill Burr once famously said, chicks don't like lumber or farms. So football or MMA? MMA all day, mate. Gabriel is better than Van Dijk. Well, right now he probably is. But he couldn't hold a candle to Van. And I'm not even I think Van Dijk is an arrogant pissant, me. I don't like him. But he's one of the greatest Premier League centre-backs of all time. Facebook is good for based MMA groups. But I mean, you got Discord now, you got WhatsApp groups. You don't really need it. Streaming and expecting donations as your main income is pathetic. Viewers aren't obligated to pay, trends changed instantly, and algorithms don't care about you. If you can't make money, get a job. All right, Shannon, just for your information, I'm assuming that is directed at me. My channel is not monetized, you fucking fuckface. And secondly, I have a job, a very, very good one. I've got more value in that cabinet behind me than you've probably ever earned in your entire life. So suck my dick and like and subscribe. Crystal makes some fire cider beer. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna pull up to Crystal's farm. I don't know why I got so triggered there. I need to pull up to Crystal's farm at some point. Do a farm bar like Jeremy Clarkson. That is exactly what I need to do. He stole my idea. Only homosexuals are on Facebook. Pib, did you hear that? You need to get on Facebook. Next fight for Al-Bazzi. I should have put him on the cut list. I said Al-Bazzi shit. I said Vinicius Oliveira shit. And I said Jailton Almeida shit. Your boy was just correct. So I've got 7 apple trees out here that I want to press for cider. But once the income comes in from selling the honey amongst the other things, I cannot say I'll be able to afford my press this year. Build. Just keep building. I was so close to buying a bar that was going to convert it into a bar that does Indian street food that pairs well with a pint. Pulled the plug last minute. I said, what the fuck do I know? See, that's a very good point, R. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing and have no idea to run something, you shouldn't be investing your money in it, plain and simple. Now, we're not going to boot anyone, apart from Pib. Frankie's farm will also have an Asian brothel. 100%. 100%. What's your top 5 TV shows series? That's a really good question. I would have, The Wire would definitely be up there. Red Dwarf is up there. If you guys don't know Red Dwarf, you need to look it up. It's sensational. I'm gonna need help on this one. I'm gonna have to actually, because my brain's not working at the moment. Hang on a sec. So The Wire would be up there. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia would be up there. No. All The Expanse. No, The Expanse ain't up there. Nah, True Detective wasn't consistent enough. The British Office, maybe. Breaking Bad is not up there. Great show, but I didn't really feel it. Sopranos, same thing. Brilliant show, but it's not in my top 5. The best I can give you right now is a top 3 in terms of consistency. So I would say Red Dwarf, It's Always Sunny, and The Wire would be in my top 3. Inglourious Bastards is a movie, mate. Married with Children is goated, mate. Do you know how much I learned? From Married with Children? Not a lot, because I got married anyway, like the dumb shit that I am. Hey, Frankie, hope you're having a good week, my friend. Tiff, I hope you're having a wonderful one as well. Thanks for putting up as always. If I can remind people to hit a like on the stream, I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to get up to 30 likes a stream, and I'm desperate. Not desperate. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. I am really, really trying hard to get to 1.7K, and I am 17 subscribers away from 1.7K, which would be nice. Breaking Bad is amazing, Mr. Freaky. I wouldn't watch it again. Farid fence grabber Basharat. I feel sad about my guy Matsu. Very close fight. Very close fight. Vikings was good as well. Not in my top 5 though. Bundy. It's Always Sunny is the best. It's Always Sunny is fucking amazing. Dexter's a very good show as well. I'd have Dexter in like my top 100, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I've watched a lot of TV shows. I'd probably have a couple animes in there as well. Are you from England? I'm actually Irish, but I grew up in England. So hence the voice. Will you watch the Super Bowl? Absolutely not. It's on at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to be asleep. I don't know any of the players on the teams. I don't really watch American football anymore, and I don't care. So no is the answer to that question. Absolutely not. Al-Bazzi is good, but he needs the right coach. Al-Bazzi, I've been saying Al-Bazzi's trash for forever. I don't think he's good. Weren't you here yesterday telling me that he was going to win? For sure. I told you he would get outclassed in every area of the game, and he did. How you doing, Rockio Luque? How are you doing from Argentina? Wonderful country. Looking forward to getting over there. Tammy Gemelich, you're cute. You're cute too, probably. But shout out to you, man. I'm definitely not cute. I've got like a nasty thing on my lip as well. I look like I've got herpes, but I don't, swear. I feel pissed about the Muslim fighter, suckers who saw domination by Farid. Yeah, I don't like the Basharat brothers. I find them to be a little bit wet, but they are decent. Finally behaving like a... Gaza's always been a gentleman. Gaza's always been a lovely bloke, from what I remember. I've seen a video of dumb Americans saying the Super Bowl is bigger than the Football World Cup final. It's fucking not. They can't even be compared. I mean, the Super Bowl does get watched outside of America, but barely. The World Cup final has 1 billion people watching it. Palestinians are facing hardship, but they show courage and hope. Okay. Muslims are peaceful people. We believe in kindness, faith, and justice when it suits you. Just like everybody else. We're in summer right now. It feels like it's always summer in Argentina. I'm not going to... I was just done calling Gaz Ninja a nice guy, and he comes out with a comment like this. Let me see if I can just... I'm going to put it up there, but I'm not going to say it. Almeida will get the freaking Peace Nobel Prize after this performance. 100%, mate. That is one of the worst performances I've ever seen. He is dog shit. And who said it first? Me, obviously. He's a pussy. He should be French. Tiff gave advice on cooking eggs. I should have been there. I have a lot of eggs to do something with. How do you guys like your eggs? What's your favorite way of doing eggs? Me personally, I'm a poached egg man. That's my favorite. But what's your favorite style of eggs? The world should see the truth. Faith is not terrorism and every life matters. Okay. I'm losing my boner here, Alex. I'm not going to lie. I hit pretty decent last night on... I don't even want to get started on my parlays. I did the most unspeakable thing that you can ever do in gambling. I won my parlay, yeah? I had the money in hand. And like the dumb prick that I am, I decided to reinvest it. Guess who I reinvested it in? Lost it all, mates. We also have snow in winter. What? You lying. Rizvan looks like that guy. Looks like a bloat walker from The Walking Dead. He does. He's a fat cunt, mate. Imagine losing to that guy. As soon as they stood next to each other, though, and I saw Jelson go for that first takedown, I knew he was fucked. They need to bring back Rebecca. Only he can... Where's Rebecca? Did they cut Rebecca? Frankie, how old are you? I'm 41. Omelette or scrambled? I do like an omelette, yeah, but omelettes can go wrong. It's quite easy to fuck up an omelette by overcooking it. What do you know about the young Korean fighter? No. Last year we had minus 25 degrees in winter. Jesus Christ. I like my eggs thrown at my enemies. What fucking fuck? How you doing, Mikey? How did you enjoy the card last night? From my hand or tree slingshot. I could just imagine Westy sitting up there with a bushel of eggs, smiting his enemies. Please like the stream, guys. I need to get to at least 30. Well, I don't need to, but I just want to. Let me remove that chat message because it's pretty dark. And let me just remind everyone to like and subscribe. Hang on, where are my graphics at? Oh god, hang on. There we go. Let's get this professionally back up and running. How you doing, AD Sluice? What's good, man? You would be surprised when you find out we have penguins. Now I know you're lying. Now I know you are lying. My sister went to Argentina last year and she said it's amazing. Is Thailand cool to live? Only if you want to have the best time in your life every minute of every day ever. Best fight was Powerbar and Oleg Zaychuk. It was the best fight. We had some good scraps, to be fair. There were a lot of good scraps, which a lot of people predicted. I do think that Oleg Zaychuk and Powerbar was the best fight, but it didn't get fight of the night. The fight of the night went to the Polish guy, Wojciech, and the guy who looks like he runs a kebab shop. So the kebab shop guy and the Polish submission guy got fight of the night, and they split 100K. So fair play to them. What's your opinion on a raw animal organ diet? Each to their own, innit? I mean, it's obviously. I mean, why? Why is my question? Why would you do that? Search for penguins in Argentina. I'm joking. I do believe you, but I didn't know that Argentina got that cold. I'm planning on going to Argentina at the very latest next year. Gonna get my wife on board. Try and go to South America. Rocky or Messi or Maradona? Messi. Maradona, and I would argue that Maradona is a greater player of all time than Ronaldo as well. I would argue that Brazilian Ronaldo is better than Portuguese Ronaldo. The south of the country is very cold. We are close to Antarctica. Yeah, Argentina is a massive country as well. There is one person in here that I need to track down and hit because they didn't hit me. Hit the leg button for... Are you Ronnie Pickering's son? Who the fuck is Ronnie Pickering? I mean, I could be. My mum got around a bit. Argentina borders Chile. I think Argentina borders a lot of countries. Rice is going to win PFA Player of the Year. Pathetic fucking asshole. No, Rice is good. Oleg Zaychuk is another crazy Polish. They need to bring more of these guys. They are all entertaining. That's why Octagon is so sick, man. Down at the bottom, not too far from Antarctica. For me, it's Messi. Yeah, Messi... I mean, Maradona had the kind of talent that... He just had raw talent, as did Messi. Ronaldo is overrated. He's a little rat. Yeah, Brazilian Ronaldo is up there as well. But I would have... For me, it's Brazilian Ronaldo, Messi, and Maradona as the greatest of all time. Pele doesn't register because he scored his goals. He scored the majority of his goals against farmers. Portuguese Ronaldo barely squeaks the top 10, in my opinion. One of the most underrated footballers for me of all time, we spoke about it yesterday, is... I just read Bodak's comment and it's thrown me off. Ibrahimovic. KSW is very fun as well. Did the Willow Tree Munter give you the herpes? Could have been that dirty bitch. Could have been. It's a cold sore. Who do you got for the American football? I've got the Seattle Seahawks, but I don't know anything about it. So do not listen to me. James Dillon, I'm going to touch you right back. Henry is better than Ronaldo. Maybe in terms of pure natural talent, yeah, but in terms of impact on the game, nah. Ronaldo is a testament to hard work. The guy knows instant respect for anyone who recognizes CR7 isn't even top 5, let alone close to Messi. I know, Gazer, it's ridiculous. I give Ronaldo maximum credit for making the absolute most out of what he has, because he maximized himself through like training and hard will. But in terms of natural talent, nah. My cousin Jack McBean is better than Ronaldo. Kane is better than Ronaldo. Do you watch cricket? Nah, I don't watch that horrible shit. Do you call it soccer or football? I call it football, mate. because I'm a real human. I'm not a bot. Anyone who calls it soccer is a Yankee cunt. I dare you. We'll have a touch off. Only homosexuals drink Prime. I actually did a Prime first time test on stream. OGs of this channel will remember this. I got a bottle of proper 12, and I got that green, white, and blue horrible Prime sludge, and I mixed them live on stream, and I got absolutely lit out of my head. It was disgusting. Ronaldo is a great example of what hard work can accomplish. Gaz Ninja nailed it 100%. He's not a natural talent, but if you maximize yourself to the full potential, Messi has played in different leagues. He's played in America, France, and Spain. He's played at the world stage. He's won a World Cup. So he's played on different stages. Messi is one of the greatest ever, if not the greatest ever. It's out of Messi and Diego Maradona, in my opinion, in terms of natural talent. My friend wants to move to Thailand. He is Brazilian. He wants to study there. The only thing he's going to be studying there is bumholes and vaginas, mate. This Yankee is going to whoop your butt, Frankie. Hey, check it out. I made it rhyme and spelled it right. Shout out to you. You definitely typed it. Hi, Crystal. What's up to Rob's neighbor, Kerry? Shout out to Kerry, Rob's neighbor's channel. In fact, subscribe as well to Westy, the like button O, and Rob's neighbor. Yeah, only normal people call it football because that's what it is. Soccer was actually an English term. Americans learned it from you unseasoned fucks. That's not the point. It's football, mate. The fact that you call it American football when it spends 99% being in your fucking hands is ridiculous. Piss and dick in a cup. Disappointed, Frankie. Sorry, man. I'm sorry to let you down. If you mix whiskey and blue Gatorade, it turns green. I don't think I could drink it then. I don't drink anything that's green. Greetings, Frankie. How you doing, Manfin? Ronaldinho was a monster at you can argue Ronaldinho had far more natural talent than Ronaldo as well. Kerry, I've butchered text-to-speech half the time I've been in here. You shouldn't have been watching. You should have laughed. Van Basten and Cruyff were top class too. They absolutely were. This is how I know you're older than 30. Frankie grinding YouTube lives harder than I grind trans hookers. I'm not going to lie. Manfred, the thing is, I haven't really been grinding. I really haven't. I basically do 2 or 3 at most live streams a week now. And there was a point when I was doing it every day. The thing is, I don't want to. A lot of the time I get home from a long day at work and I think to myself, do I want to come on and listen to Pib? And the answer is usually no. American football should be called American rugby. In fact, we should all start calling it American rugby from now on. Let's start it here and see if we can spread it across the whole world. Ronaldinho for 2 seasons was absolutely the GOAT. The time when Brazil beat England at a World Cup, he was absolutely unplayable. Shame about all the post-career stuff that he's gotten into. What do you do for work? I'm a professor of literature. For some unknown reason, we call it soccer in South Africa, even though we had a huge English influence. I know that the English called it that first, but when American rugby, which we're now calling it, got invented and they tried to claim the word for themselves, we should have stamped that out. Oh, Bergkamp was phenomenal. I remember when, because I'm obviously a Newcastle fan. Do you remember when Bergkamp did that flick goal where he spun around the defender and tucked it in? I hate Arsenal so much, and even I stood up and started clapping that shit. Bergkamp was unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's all right, Crystal. We still love you. In fact, we have you here for these. Sorry, mate, I got to bounce. Like the stream. Thank you very much, Manfin. We are trying our best to get up to 30 likes. If you wouldn't mind, I'd really appreciate it. Don't associate that abomination with rugby. But that's why we call it American rugby. Because the implication is that the real rugby is better. And this is a cheap knockoff. American football is kind of fun, I'm not going to lie. But I've said this many, many times on stream, and I'm going to say it again because I just repeat myself. It's too much stop-start for me. It's a 3.5 hour, 4 hour broadcast, and you get about 20 minutes of action. Dana White is a snake. Havertz is a football hero. I love how you're blending both of our topics together. I appreciate you for that. Havertz is going to win a Premier League title. It's just devastating. I don't think you win anything else, though. Dutch have had some amazing players. The Dutch have really good football academies. Really, really good. They play the game the right way, but they're very similar to England in that they can't win anything. American rugby is for fat retards. Let's keep this going. We're calling it American rugby now. The American Rugby Super Bowl is on tonight. Call it pussy rugby. The thing is, the reason why you can't call it pussy rugby, yeah, a lot of people use the they wear padding argument, but the velocity that these guys run into themselves and the kind of athletes they've got, it's very hard to call it pussyfied. I just think it's too drawn out a process. I'm thinking of starting to put stuff in Russian and putting it on Google Translate. I bet you'd learn Russian in a hurry. I would. I would. If you can all learn how to translate my speech to text errors, Russian should be no problem. It's become like a second language to all of us. Which football club mogs the hardest? That's a really, really tough question. I think Man City have been doing it for the most consistently for the last decade. When Man City were in their pomp, they were just unbelievable. They were shit to watch. But as a fan of the game, I watch a lot of football. I hate playing against Man City because the game is boring and you just feel hopeless. How did the English invent such wonderful sports but also manage to be crap at them? It's true, man. It's so true. It's so true. I still think that Irish football, or Gaelic soccer, as they call it, fucking sellouts, is the greatest game ever invented. It's basically a mixture of rugby and football together, and it is fucking unbelievable. If you haven't seen a Gaelic football game, you need to check it out. Full impact. They've got a rugby and a soccer goal. You get 5 points for scoring in the soccer goal and 2 for kicking it into the rugby goal. It is fucking goated. Man City is so overrated. They are now, and they were lucky today. Volkanovski is the American. You can tell by look. Volkanovski used to be 215 pounds. We used to play. Oh, British Bulldogs is amazing. It's basically a chasing game. It's basically rugby with no ball. We would just charge at each other. I used to play British Bulldogs as well. I used to play British Bulldogs on the concrete, mate. It's basically where you're at one end and you have to get to the other end. Oh, Mogs means who has the hottest looking ballers. I misunderstood the question. I take that back. Who has the best looking? I know you're trying to get me to reveal myself as gay here, but seeing as that ship has sailed, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. South African rugby players, in fact, a lot of rugby players would have a great shot at MMA. In terms of physical specimens, man, rugby has absolute savages, man. I like to watch the English league. It's not as fun. It's not as fun now to watch, but it is, at least it's very, very competitive. How are you doing, solid door handle? Something in my bones is telling me to not read this out. So I'm going to ignore my instincts and read it out anyway. Chi Chi Mong. Havertz is one of the best players in the league right now, like it or not. You have come here to piss me off, haven't you? Gaelic football, American rugby. Just watch it. It's incredible. It's incredible. How it is not a worldwide sport proves that people are racist, that the world is racist to Irish people. That game is amazing. Arsenal do, Calafiori, etc. I hope you stick around here, man, because when you lose everything this season, I'm going to be here to laugh at you. You think they should cut Oliveira for real? Bro, he made me change my bet last night. He came with that big talk. He was shit, mate. He had very limited striking. He gassed out after one round, and he had 0 ground game and takedown defense. He was terrible. He should not have been in the main event. He shouldn't really be cut. But he's certainly not going to amount to anything. No army, no state, and no group is above international law. Yes, Alex. Preach, brother. Someone click this guy out. Manchester City is my favorite. Manchester City have no fans. All their fans are 10 years old and younger. And we know why that is. I'd say it's between Arsenal and I don't know in terms of the mog. got to be Italian teams, isn't it? Who's the GOAT of Gaelic football? No idea, mate. I couldn't name you one Gaelic football player. Oliveira was so bad. He was terrible. I mean, Mario Batista is really, really good, but he made him look like he doesn't belong in there. And that should not be happening. The worst performance of the night for me was undoubtedly, as bad as Oliveira's was, and it was bad, the worst performance of the night was undoubtedly Gelton Almeida. I was literally tearing my hair out. He is shit. Paddy's overrated. Paddy's very overrated, but at least he fights. At least he throws hands and he tries to be active, and he has some skill to his game. If Paddy Pimlet gets you on the ground, you're fucked. And he can at least throw hands a little bit, and he's got a chin. At least he's entertaining to watch. Gelton Almeida is boring to watch. He's a coward. He's French, really, and he's shit. And Oliveira has no skill set outside of an overhand. How people locked him over Mario is mind-blowing. Oliveira is a can, and Mario is top 3. Mario Batista, that was the lock of the card in terms of the value. Did you watch PFL last night? Absolutely not. I do not recognize it as a legit organization. Violate the like button, people. We are 5 likes away from 30 likes. What team do you like the most? Well, I support Newcastle United, but I wouldn't say that I like them. In fact, I very much hate them right now. If I'm being honest, I hate them very much. But it's all part of the game. You win some, you lose some. We mostly lose some, but it is what it is. You know as well, being a football fan, yeah, your team picks you. You don't pick your team. And once you've made that decision, it's over. Do you think Sean O'Malley will ever get the strap back? Absolutely not. There are at least 5 better people in the division than him. Man City and Chelsea were always mid-table teams before the money. Gaz Ninja, when Chelsea got their money, that's when Newcastle fell down once and for all. Because they replaced us in the top 4. And it took us 25 years to get back into it. Shout out to Ricky. Shout out to Ricky. Best rugby team of all time. It's a hard one. It's a hard one. Almeida is so trash. He couldn't even eye poke. He doesn't qualify to be French. That's a very, very good point. What I don't like about Almeida, yeah, is he's just a gigantic pussy. Imagine being that big and looking that jacked and being that much of a little pussy. Newcastle are piss. I want Eddie Howe nowhere near this England squad. Neither do I. I would keep him. I would keep him as Newcastle manager. I don't think it's time to get rid of him, but I'm very worried. Big Real Madrid. How you doing, IB Swerving? Arsenal have the most fans. This cunt is on crack. It's official. Arsenal, I know you're just trying to trigger me. I know you're lying right now. It's fine. I'm not going to react. I'm not going to react. You're obviously here to annoy me. French people make me sick. Okay, you're back. You're back on my good graces. Newcastle are owned by Saudis. How are they not buying all the top players? Because we're not allowed to. Because of profitability, sustainability rules. We're not allowed to spend our money. But we're slowly building in the background. We've got plans for a new stadium. We're increasing our commercial revenues slowly but surely. In the next 5 to 10 years, we should be competitive, but it's going to take time because we have to do it the legit way on paper anyway. That's right. You don't pick the team, the family does. I'm a River Plate fan because of my family. I mean, River Plate are a team steeped in history. So you could do worse. As a South African with Indian heritage, you either support Liverpool or Man United, 100%. Arsenal, I love that. I can't wait to get off here and jump on Arsenal Fan TV and watch them crash out because I love it. Arsenal fans feel very, very comfortable right now, and they're about to have a massive fall off. Tonali wants Arsenal. You can't blame him, Frankie. Do you know what? Yeah, to be honest with you, yeah, that comment would have pissed me off at the start of the year, but he's been shit this season, so he can go. You know the price. Every one of our players is 125 million. Write the check, and I'll drive him there myself. I'd take 100, to be honest. I would swap him for Elliot Anderson right now, who we let go for fucking 10 million, basically. Anyway, why is it called River Plate? Shouldn't it be Plate Rio? Interesting. France is the reason I want to isolate myself from the world and live in Antarctica with the penguins. Or we could just get rid of France. I have a few suggestions. River Plate are no better than a bag of piss. Wow. Arsenal are going to win the lot. They're going to win the knot, mate. They're going to win nothing. I'm sticking by that. I'm clinging on for dear life. If I'm being honest with myself, yeah, I do think they'll win the Premier League. I do, but nothing. That's it. Just the Premier League. Jesse Miller, let me slide tackle you and see what you think after landing in a crumpled heap. Gaz Ninja's back. Bully Gaz Ninja is back already. He came into the stream nice and humble, and now he's setting off strays again. Shout out to you in the community, though. We've managed to obviously talk about MMA to some extent, football to some extent. We've relegated American football and given it a new name. I think this has been a very successful stream. I'm pretty happy with it. I feel personally like we haven't wasted our times tonight. Champions League winner. Ooh, I'm going to go with Bayern Munich. France is dirty and smells like shite, wrapped in burnt hair, and they've got cheating ass fighters. Say how you feel, mate. I hate them as a general nation. I hate the way their men behave around women as well. Trade France to Asia for Philippines and a 3rd round pick. I would do that. In fact, they should be giving us picks back. Like, it should be France and 3rd round picks for the Philippines. Rio Plateau. Arsenal are going to piss it away. Premier League, only a matter of 2 or 3 games. I pray for that. I don't know why the team is called like that, River Plate. We might want to look into that. It's interesting. I would love to go and watch soccer in Argentina. I've heard you, man, are rabid. I slapped Ninja up once. Who's that? Arsenal win the Champions League. Kane would get pocketed by Arsenal easy. Arsenal are going to get knocked out in the quarterfinals. They won't make it that far. Have you seen what Arsenal's potential route is to the Champions League final? It's not nice. Who's the hottest guy in the world? I don't know, bro. Do I look like an expert? Don't answer yes. Down to preferences, isn't it? Who do you think the hottest guy in the world is? Paternity tests are illegal in France. Fun fact. Of course. The amount of graping that goes on around there is a sticky thing to get into. Serbian soccer fans are the craziest. But that's a next level kind of crazy pork chop. By the way, subscribe to Pork Chop in the afternoon. Our boy's going to start live streaming as soon as he hits 50 subs. So give the guy a boost. Pork Chop in the afternoon. Sub to our boy over here. You ain't flapping no one up full. Football here is like a religion. People go wild when their teams are playing. I love that. That's kind of what attracted me to supporting Newcastle in the first place. They don't know anything else. They don't know about anything else. In fact, ask them any question and they'll just say Alan Shearer. Bro, you look just like Jesse Pinkman. I've heard that a couple times. Apparently, I talk like him as well. Like and subscribe, bro. And you can see Jesse Pinkman whenever you want, or 3 times a week. Soccer is gay. Bit harsh. No fan base matches English football fans. I mean, we've got the biggest in terms of who watches, but some grounds can be horrible. Thank you, Gaz Ninja, for subscribing to Pork Chop. You're a legend, Gaz. Can always depend on you for that. American rugby is for fat retards. Yes, it is. There are so many but the thing is, it's a combination of just like fat, immovable slop and genuinely like they have some of the best athletes in the world in that sport. I'm not going to lie. American rugby is a religion too. I love this American rugby thing. Spread it far and wide. When it spreads all over the world, yeah, we can know that we finally made an impact on the world that's meaningful. Football ain't what it used to be. That's why I don't watch it anymore. I went through like 3 or 4 years of not watching football anymore because Newcastle just used to make me cry. Not legitimately, but in my soul, I was crying. Frankie posh as fuck. I'm not posh, mate. I've got a dirty Southwest London accent, mate. Nah, you don't look like Pinkman. You give me Jimmy Neutron, but grown-up vibes. Oh, that's all right. I'll take it, mate. If you're really Jesse Pinkman, you are a millennia. I'm older than Jesse Pinkman. At least I think I am. I'm assuming he's in his 30s. Let me slide tackle you. It's got to be the top 10 lamest threats. It's like when that guy came in here the other time and told me that If he went to prison with me, I wouldn't last 2 seconds in him. Do you remember that comment? That was hilarious. What happened to Jack Grealish? He was once worth 100 million. He was never worth 100 million. But this is what Pep does to guys. If I was a creative player, yeah, I would go nowhere near Pep Guardiola. He's a player ruiner. Frankie is more like Loki. I can see that, you know. I can see that as well. You know, the slim nose, like the angular face, the herpes. I mean, the cold sore. American rugby is more like a cult. In what sense? Football is one of the most famous. Football is hands down the most watched sport in the world. You can hate it all you want. You can hate on it all you want, but it's just facts out here. Globally, it is the most watched sport by a country mile. And American football doesn't even come in the top 5. Sorry, American rugby, my bad. Faux pas. It's basically football, cricket, Formula One. You look like Kyogi Horiguchi. Thanks, bro. I'm like a pasty Kyogi Horiguchi. It's like when that one guy said he could beat Joe Rogan in a stare down. I know it was fucking terrifying, wasn't it? What a scary thing to say to another person. Some people just don't know how to threaten people. Us Brits are amazing at threats. Following through, not so much, but our threats are terrifying. Terrifying. But shout out to you, Rocky Oluke. It's nice to have it's nice to have somebody from your region. We're trying to get a very, very diverse crowd in here. And we're really starting to work through that. Like according to my stats, I've got like 3-4% are in South America, which is crazy. I don't know what the fuck's, you know, like Spanish and Portuguese speakers are coming up in here and getting out of value of. It's like when that one guy said, "Oh yeah, I already read that." What body fat percentage are you at right now? I've got no idea. I imagine it's quite high though. Like I'm fairly slim, but I imagine it's higher than I would expect. I would think it's probably at about 10 or 12%, something like that. If I had to take a guess, like I'm quite slim. You know, I'm fairly like, you know, your boy's fairly toned. Let's get it in. That was embarrassing, but I've certainly got some fat that I could still lose. So if I had to guess, yeah, I'd say about 10-12%. Only reason people watch football is because humanity's obsession with balls. But then, I mean, cricket has balls, and I mean, American rugby and real rugby has egg-shaped balls, which, if anything, are even more. Do you know what I mean? I like the English, Irish, and Scottish people feel offended when others, Americans, call it soccer. We feel the same. I've got into fights for less. I'm going to be honest. I've got into fights for a lot less. Like when I'm queuing and someone tries to step in front of me. That's a real rage moment for me. But calling our great sport, our okay sport, football, and then trying to claim that name for yourself when you barely kick the ball. How do you think Mario Batista versus Peyton Talbot goes? Oh, that's a great fight. We might see that next. I think that's 50-50, you know. Again, I'm sorry to be a fence sitter. That is a tough fight to call. Because Peyton Talbot is amazing. I think what would probably happen is Peyton Talbot would probably edge it just because the UFC probably has a lot more invested in him as a future talent. So if that fight's as close as I expect it to be, he will get the decision. Jones versus greasy, bald French feet cheater, but stand up only. I think Cyril Gane wins that. Kicking a ball isn't impressive. It's very impressive, Jesse. What are you talking about? When's your fight, by the way? It's like an insult to call it soccer. It absolutely is. It's an abomination. Would you rather watch your parents shag every day or join in once it's over? I'd rather watch them. Obviously. How you doing, JPL? What's good, man? I fumbled it again. I don't remember picking Jaden Almeida, but apparently I did. It was all a bit of a rush and a blur because I've been calling Jailton Almeida shit, yeah, for 6 months. Well, sorry, 6 years. Since I saw him. Bautista fucks him up, you reckon? I don't know, man. That performance against Henry Cejudo made me really think that his last 2 performances have been really good. I think that's razor close. Because Peyton Talbot has the reach. I would edge Peyton Talbot in that matchup, but it'd be a close one. How old are you? I'm 41 years old. Shower me with praise and ask me how I did it. You'd watch them every day. Yeah. I'd rather watch them every day than get involved. That's for damn sure. Every single day, yeah. Because I'd be thinking about it every day if I got involved. So what's the difference? Frankie would rather watch his birth. I would. What kind of fucked up question is that, by the way? That might be top 10 most fucked up questions I've been asked in here. I don't know where your mind was going to come up with that one, mate, but do better. Do better, sir. What do you think will happen if real rugby players go to American rugby? I think they do very badly. But I think in a fight, a rugby player would fuck up an American rugby player. Frankie, mate, appreciate y'all. I'm gonna go abuse scarecrow-looking motherfuckers. Westy, thank you so much for pitching up as always. It's always a pleasure. Frankie is a daywalker like Blade. I'm the white Blade. I'm the milk Blade. Really, I thought you were like 28 or 30. I know, it's amazing. I was born in 1984. Imagine that. I'm an old cunt, mate. I know I've said this to many people in here, but seeing as you're new here, I actually have a 21-year-old daughter. Wrap your head around that shit. And she's taller than me and could probably beat me up. That surprises nobody. Win-win situation. How am I ignorant? You seem like someone who's... No, Gaz is a known savage on here. But to be fair to like Jesse is an actual fighter. I know he's at amateur level at the moment, and I know he's a teeny little flyweight, but so am I. If I was a fighter, I'd probably be a flyweight. So I'm not gonna knock you for that. But Jesse, no backing out, son, yeah? You better record that shit. You're ignorant because you know nothing about football. And I'm Scottish. Oh, he's Scottish. Yeah, forget it, mate. He's Scottish, mate. It's over for you. Your daughter is around my age. No way. I'm crazy, innit? Crazy. Yeah, and she's a black belt in karate as well. So when I say she could fuck me up, it's not because I'm soy, and I am a bit soy, a little bit. She's actually trained. Jesse is a flyweight. He's a flyweight. Gaz, you're a bant? Don't lie, Jesse. You've been saying you're a flyweight for a long time. So don't even go there now. You might walk around like a bantamweight. But Jesse has the balls to get in there. Is your daughter fit, bro? What kind of question is that? What is your secret to looking so young? So I moisturize every day. I think genes come into it to a certain extent. Like my dad and mum both looked really, really young. And I kind of look after myself pretty well. I drink a lot of water. I don't drink a lot of alcohol anymore. And I don't smoke. So you fight at middleweight. You fight at midget weight, Jesse. Come on, Gaz. You know your boy does as well. But I think Gaz is a big unit and he's Scottish. So who cares about soccer, bro? I don't care what you're... I want to see you fight Albazi. I would make it to a decision. I would. I'd let her beat me up. I'll let you know. I'll let her know, rather. My upcoming fight is at 135. Fair enough. Speak up, Jesse. I can't hear you all the way. Jesse, you're my height as well, right? You're like 5'7", 5'8", right? If your daughter was 21, does that mean you had her when you was 12? No, I'm 41. What math skills do you have? I had her when I was 19. Or I, planted the seed when I was 19 and had her when I was 20. Did you have her when you were 12? That would be a very common British thing to do, though. But no, I didn't get these nuts off until I was 18 years old. Well, I didn't have my first, my first bone. I don't know why I'm doing the motion. Until I was 18. Blowjobs were a different matter, though. And no, I was not giving them before you start saying it. Despite this thing on my lip. It's cold sore. It's a fucking cold sore. It's not herpes for the millionth time. Stop saying I've got herpes. I'm surprised to see Gaz Ninja and Jesse arguing in the chat because you two are usually, you're very outspoken, but you're quite chill people. So this is quite surprising. The Scottish are just the poor British. Oh, now he's gone and done it. Got to go, Frankie. When is the next stream? Mr. Freaky, it might be tomorrow, it might be Tuesday. It's going to be one or the other. I don't know. It depends on how much I can be bothered and how much I want to. Because my entire YouTube thing is not based on anything other than just vibes. It's just vibes. If I feel suddenly to go on, I'll just go on. And if I can't be bothered, I can't. You slipped up earlier and said it was herpes. No, I didn't. Prove it. No, yeah, this is recorded. I have about 90 pounds on you. I think Gaz Ninja's done it. I think Gaz Ninja's been in a few scraps as well, though, and he's older. I'm not taking sides here, though. I mean, your opponent, not Gaz Ninja. I ain't messing with that smoke. I've heard that you guys Irish don't like to be called British because we're not. The Northern, to be fair, Rossio, the Northern Irish do consider themselves British. So Ireland is basically split into two parts. You've got the Republic of Ireland, who are real humans, and you've got the Northern Irish, who are cucky little pussies, who joined the UK despite being on a different island. Pussies. Scottish are the British who refuse to come back after getting drunk in the woods, and there's nothing wrong with that. Scottish people are not to be trifled with. We are now two likes away from the stream target, which is 30 likes. I think we're at 28 now, if I'm not mistaken. Please like and subscribe. Bro, if claw hammers from a 6'2" dude can't drop me, what's a little man that like you? Okay. How do you think Jelton versus Walter? I think it's the worst. I think it would be another terrible fight. I would give it to Walter Walker just because he's more active. But actually, to be perfectly honest, I think Walter Walker would get taken down. Bro, why are you against Charlie Kirk? I'm not. I've said some very nice things about Charlie Kirk on this channel. I don't agree with all of his political takes, but I thought he was an articulate guy who at his core was just interested in inciting conversations about things. I think he did it respectfully. And I think the way that he died was an utter abomination and a stain on humanity. I think my farts would blow you away, Jesse. Ooh. Do you speak Gaelic? Nah, nobody does. I was tuning into Irish TV the other day and they were speaking it in Gaelic, and I was sitting there thinking, nobody understands this shit. Why are they doing this? Who is listening to this? Who is understanding this? The answer is probably about 5 people. And those people don't own TV, so who is this for? Gaelic is a dead language, unfortunately. Gaelic is basically, imagine if you fairies were real. That's how they would sound. Pogue Mahone is about the only Gaelic that I know. Pogue Mahone, if I'm not mistaken, is kiss my ass. Bro, he fought for the gospel. In some aspects, yeah. In some aspects, he did. I mean, for me, him getting killed was just a complete and utter waste of life. Gaelic sounds like you're having a fit too. It does. It sounds like a fairy having an aneurysm. Charlie honored the flame. I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to, but I thought he was a good dude. It was just inciting discussion. I don't think he ever said anything with hatred. Even when he disagreed with things, he gave reasoned opinions as to why that was the case. I think his murder, his assassination, which is what it was an assassination, is one of the worst things I've seen in modern history. It is, like, in terms of the last 10 years. And the way that it was passed around for everyone to watch on their phones. I mean, I saw that shit and I definitely didn't want to. Got tricked into it. He fought for the Jews more. So the thing is, yeah, I don't really know. I don't really have a full understanding of everything because I didn't watch everything that he did. But the guy was articulate. He was intelligent. Did he lose some up? How you doing, Angie? What's good? I hope you're well. I see your PFP is you on the beach. Very nice. Are you an Irish lad of a ting? Absolutely, bruv. Charlie was a cunt if you know about him, but no one deserves to die like that. I think either way, Gazer, I've got to agree with you on one thing. You could say he's a fascist and be correct. You could say he was a rage baiter, which could be correct. You could say he was articulate and well thought out. You can say he was, somebody who championed Christianity. But the one thing we can all agree on is that nobody other than child predators and Pib deserve to die in that way. Now Nick Fuentes has drilling. Nah, Nick Fuentes ain't the guy. Do the Irish wear kilts too? Nah, we're not cross-dressers, mate. We're not. I'm joking, Gaz. Don't get mad. Conor McGregor is the GOAT. He's the Coke GOAT. Conor McGregor's impact on the sport is going to go down in history. It will. His impact on the sport, nobody will ever be able to impact the sport the way that he did. But as a fighter, he was always a little bit overrated. The truth is, the only Irish blokes that don't like McGregor is the liberal Irish lads. I mean, I'm kind of indifferent to McGregor. I don't I used to love Conor McGregor, as everyone else did. I'm joking. Kilts are amazing. I'll tell you something, yeah, they're fucking comfortable. They're very comfortable. I don't accept your challenge. I don't want any. I just don't want any. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not fucking with a Scotsman, mate. We are kindred spirits, mate. Is McGregor's lineage the founder of Ireland? We're all closely related. We are the most inbred. I'm not gonna get into that. Charlie Kirk was good at calling bullshit to transgenders. I thought he had some very valid points about it. I think his view on transgenders was always like, look, do whatever you want, but I don't have to call you what you say you are. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I would like to visit Ireland one day. Your country is beautiful. I grew up in Ireland for big parts of it. I came here when I was 1, but I used to go there all the time. And I lived there for 6 months about 2.5 years ago. It's beautiful. We used to just get in the car and just drive from town to town. We had a base in Clare. We had a nice little house at the edge of a cliff. It was beautiful. And we would just drive to different towns every day. It was amazing. My son had the early part of his childhood there, and it was wonderful. How dare you disrespect McGregor, bro? Fuck that cokehead. How's that? In a relationship argument, there are always two people at fault, the woman and her stupid ass and the girlfriend who gives her advice. Alex, that is a fantastic statement. You are welcome in this channel. Yeah, the Irish and the Scottish have a very symbiotic relationship. We understand each other, and one day we are going to make them pay, aren't we, Gaz? And by they, I mean the British. We're coming. Sorry, I mean the English. I don't know why I said British. Britain is a false state. It's not real. How dare you disrespect a fellow Irish lad in Connor? I disrespect him, yeah, because the potential was so. If he could have just kept his head on his shoulders and not got too far up his own arse, we could have experienced a real greatness. Habib isn't top 3 at lightweight. 100%. No, him not doing snow offends me. It's the way that he fell off. He's not even the last few years of his career. He wasn't even funny anymore. He was just an angry little cokehead. Like, I appreciate him for what he did for the sport. I still go back and sometimes watch some of his like post-fight clips and his press conferences and stuff because they are objectively hilarious. But the man that he's become is an embarrassment. The way that he treats his wife, like just the general way he embarrasses our nation. Come to Glasgow, Jesse, for a spa. Frankie, will you go to UFC London? I'm going to say at this juncture, I'm probably going to say no. I don't think it's worth the amount of money that's involved. And I've got money coming out of my asshole, and I still don't think it's worth it. Chat always has goated opinions on women. They always have the right opinions. You have to admit his 145 rise was legendary. It was. I mean, that 3 or 4 years when he went through like featherweight and got to fight Alvarez was the greatest couple of years in MMA history. And 10-4 in the UFC ain't that bad. Nikita Hand lied about the GOAT. Evidence is not aka zero. Not sure what that means. You've lost me on that one. You kind of lost me on that one. I'm not going to lie. By the way, guys, we are 1 like away from 30 likes. So please, could someone in their heart of hearts like the stream? I want 30. And then as soon as it hits 30, I'm going to say I want 40. I'm actually, if you're talking to me, Gazer, I am actually 5'7". Ireland and Argentina are friends. The creator of the Argentinian Navy was William Brown, an Irish general who helped us against the English. That sounds like exactly something we would do. But I would say this here: Ireland and Argentina's reputation is really good. But one thing relationship is really good. One thing I would say about Ireland is they are really good at forging good relationships between every nation. We've got little deals with every nation all over the world. Our ability at soft power is so underrated. We're basically everybody's friend and nobody's enemy. Nobody really hates Irish people. It's been a Khabib is inbred, lad. Yeah, he is. I don't like Khabib either. I like Conor more than I like Khabib. Khabib's a hypocrite, but I've come to like him a little bit more over the years. And same with Makhachev. I find him quite funny as well. Bautista beat the dog out of Vinicius Lockdog. I told you it was coming. I told you. I got every fight on this card right apart from one. And I still managed to make no money. Frankie, I'm out. See you in the next one. H3435. It has been an absolute pleasure, sir. Thank you so much for stopping by. You are welcome anytime. Do you know what bum of a ting means? Everyone knows what it means. I can't read out these comments from you two. I don't want to get drawn into this. I just can't. This channel was dominated by beef for so long. Everything about it was about negativity and beef, and it went on for months. Why does Bautista look 50? Too much sun. Yeah, he does look like a dried up raisin of a ting. Your culture and also Scottish culture are my favorites. I'm telling you, Rockio. I am 100%. Argentina is so high up the list for me right now. It's literally in the next 1 or 2 places that I go to. Bautista is young, 55 years old. Yeah, it's Batista. Why are people unliking? It's trolling, man. I deserve it for asking for it in the first place, to be fair. McGregor is like the new Ric Flair of bare knuckle fighting. That is a great comparison. That is a magnificent comparison. I love it. The Scots and Irish used to cheer for Argentina during the Falklands War. And we were slyly joining in as well. Giving away little secrets, pretending to be friends with the English and then slipping things to the Argentinians. That's how we roll. Fuck it. When you hit your next sub milestone, book out a pub and put a ring in the middle of the... We can see in the chat who are about it. We've actually talked about this, about doing like a YouTube meetup where we have like different creators just spar each other. Because Giuliano and Brutally have been talking about it for years. I would take Brutally in that one. But it would be interesting. Because Giuliano's like long and quite tall. And Brutaly's not short, but he's stockier. It'd be interesting. Scotland games versus England would have been the chant of Argentina, Argentina. Ribovics is the most exciting lightweight, but I see severe CTE in his future. I hope he improves his defense. That's what makes him so fun. Ribovics is sensational. Is Mighty Mouse a Malteser head lad? He fucking is. But he's my GOAT, so I will not have him spoken about disparagingly. All right, Frankie, I'm going to go rub one out and sleep. Thanks for putting that image on my head, mate. I'm not going to be here for very long. 55-year-old Bautista versus 40-year-old retired. Now, Bautista actually has an MMA background. But Faber would kill him. Ribovics versus BSD. Ribbo steams him. That would be a hell of a fight. That would be a hell of a fight. I might take Ribovics in that one as well. Frankie is going to get his chin tested. By who? Frankie, would you be up for a soft dose in Bangkok? How close is Tiger Muay Thai? I think it's in Phuket, you know. I would definitely be up for that. MMA Guru would clap you. He would clap me. Absolutely. He's like 6'4" and like 200 and something pounds. I'm literally half his body weight, if that. I'm probably barely up to his kneecap. I'd be down for a soft spar, Gaz Ninja. 100% I would. I mean, my striking is horrific, but I'd be up for learning. How you doing, Ash? What's good, man? Me and Takeru have similar styles, except I don't get chinned. Well, that's a useful thing to have. Almeida is a negative IQ fighter. It's one of the worst. It's not just the worst performance I've ever seen. It's one of the most pussy. I watch K1 occasionally, and I used to watch one all the time. Remember Paulie Malignaggi? He got ruined by Connor. They should fight on Z for boxing. Bro, he lost to his little buddy Artem Lobov in bare knuckle. So Salkild is the dark horse. I don't think he's been tested yet. He does look sensational. He's off to a very, very good start. I give him a lot of credit, but I haven't seen him against good enough comp yet to be known. Good news, mister. My mom is pregnant and I'm the father. Congratulations. Guru is now trained by Bryce too. You wouldn't need it to fuck me up. Salkild is so good, but he needs to pace himself better. Slows too much in the last 2 rounds. There are some people in the division who I think you could match up with him that would be a very tough fight for him. A very tough fight indeed. But he certainly made a good start. We have a lot in common. Irish and Argentinians like to party and be joyful. What's a better way to spend your life? What's a better way? And I feel a specialist who's mid everywhere beats Salkild. You might turn out to be right. That might turn out to be a really good take. Salkild needs a ranked fight next. He needs to be battle tested. 100% true. He needs to get somebody either just outside the rankings or just inside. Who would you guys match up with Salkild next? Who's next for him? Who would you match him with to give him a real test? Because I'm not convinced yet. I'm genuinely not. I'm not convinced. But everything we've seen from him so far has been impressive. But his best win so far is probably, it wasn't Jamie Malarkey. It was the guy he beat before Jamie Malarkey. The guy who's like a mini, he's like a mini Gastelum. What was his name again? His name eludes me. The guy literally looks like a smaller version of Salkild versus Fiziev or Turner. Gamrot, I think, beats him. Gamrot, I think, will be too much of a jump up. I'm a big Connor fan. Watched him since Cage Warriors. But it's obvious when the fight ain't going his way, he quits like Oliveira. That's why I think it would be a fun fight for 1 or 2 rounds. I don't hate that take, R. I don't think it would make 1 or 2 rounds. I think Oliveira would choke him out in about 2 minutes. Nasrat Hakparas, that's it. Can you do a Birmingham accent? Brummy? Brummy? I'm a Brummy? It's kind of like that. Yeah, Tiger is Phuket. I thought it was. But Phuket is not far. It's about an hour away. Salkild versus Fiziev, no doubt. Well, Fiziev is on a steep decline and Salkild's on a very fast rise. So it might be the time to do it. They both fought in and around the same time as well. The problem is that Fiziev got brutally knocked out and Salkild could kind of fight tomorrow. So it might be a tough one to... It depends on how active Salkild wants to be. If I was him, there are easier fights to take in the top 15, in my opinion. What's the best and worst accent you've ever heard? I don't like the Filipino accent. I find it very whiny. And they all think they can sing, which is just not true. Like a proper thick Filipino accent is jarring, and so is a Thai accent as well. But there's a few that are worse. Let me think. I was going to say Indian, but that's a little bit too obvious. At least Indian accents can be funny. Is there a lot of gyms in Bangkok, bro? I'm going to need to work out while I'm there. There's a few. You'll find some. But if you want to do like high level Muay Thai. I tell you what, yeah, in Bangkok, we'll go and watch some fights as well. They've got some really good underground kickboxing fights that they put on. They're amazing. They go to war. Frankie, would you rather be a boring finisher who gets booed relentlessly or an exciting decision merchant? I'd rather be a boring finisher. I'd rather be a boring finisher because the thing is, yeah, the aim of the game should be to get out there with as little brain damage as possible. Do you like to listen to Celtic music or Irish folk music? I used to listen to a lot of it when I was a kid because my mum was really heavy into it. How'd you get a boring finisher? It could be somebody who gets somebody to the ground and just like flaps on them. There can be finishes that are boring, I guess, but since the question was posed to me, I just want to get out of there as quickly as possible with minimal brain damage. I mean, if I could guarantee no CTE at the end of it, I'd rather be an exciting decision merchant. But that ain't how the game is played. Brain damage is a real thing. And we still don't know the full extent that CTE has on people. So, but yeah, Rocio, like Celtic and Irish music is amazing. It's so fun to dance to. Shavkat versus Wonderboy. Shavkat, I don't think is ever going to fight again. I think he's done. I don't think we ever see him again. And it was Ian Gary that got rid of him. God, the world is not fair. I'm okay with a little CTE. Yeah. I mean, you've probably got some brain cells to spare. Be like a mini Hamzat. That's actually a very good one. Hamzat. Is Kanaev just a better version of Shamil? I would say so. Shamil, I mean, Kunaev is shit as well. The one thing that disappointed me about Kanaev is he was obviously engaging in the clinch quite a lot, but then he wasn't doing anything with it. He wasn't throwing anything. Then he decides to throw hands in the last like 10, 15 seconds. Why is it that finishing your opponent early better than finishing early in bed? Pride. Pride, Ash. Although, if you're a real motherfucker like me, that's their problem and not mine. I'm joking. I don't really believe that. All right, we've dropped down to 22 likes now, so fuck you guys. Would you ever curse Ian Gary with testicular torsion? No, I wouldn't do any. I wouldn't curse anyone to that kind of life. I don't even hate Ian Gary because at least he's a very, very good fighter. I heard if you want to make an Indian accent, you should replace the T for the D. There's more than the T and the D. There's a few others. It's like with Chinese. There's certain letters that they just can't pronounce. Like R's. It's hilarious. But you're absolutely... By the way, Rocio, what do they speak in Argentina? What language do they speak primarily? Jelton could have outstruck Kanaev, but bro gets in his own head. He's a pussy. He's a massive pussy, and he should be cut. Guru said it. Bedtime MMA said it. He looks like a PFL fighter, and that's exactly where he should be. And by saying he's a PFL fighter, I mean he shouldn't be in there. The last thing you should be doing when you're a massive pussy is getting into a cage. The guy is a embarrassing Spanish. I thought so. Well, duh, but it could have been Portuguese. In Argentinian, they speak Agarthian. All right, guys, I think I'm going to head off very soon because I do have work in the morning. And I do want to get to bed at a respectable hour. I'm just going to have a quick look at who's online. It's only Giuliano. It's only Giuliano Argenti. The man with 173,000 subs. 173,000 legit subs. It's going to be really funny when he gets to 1 million, which obviously he will. Nah, only Brazil speaks Portuguese. Fair enough. Lies, bro. I just want a goon. We speak Spanish. Fair enough. I wasn't entirely sure. I would, if I had to guess, I would have said Spanish. But an outside shot, I would have said Portuguese. But my first choice would have been Spanish. Anyway, guys, if you feel like I don't want to say entertained, but continuing on having a conversation for the next however long, check this guy out, Giuliano Argenti. Subscribe to him. He's doing a live stream right now. If you wouldn't mind liking the stream before you head out, I really appreciate all of you. Thank you very much for turning up. I appreciate all of you. Rocky, it was really nice to have you in here as a new as a new subscriber, or it's not even a new subscriber, but a new chat member. I'm not sure if you're subscribed or not. Oh boy, I missed a lot, but I'm back. You missed nothing. Oh, it's always good having you here. You've been a very awesome member to have, and I hope you stick around because you're an awesome member to have in this community. Gaz Ninja, good to see you back again. Much love and much love to you, Jess. I hope you guys squash this ridiculous non-existent beef that you've got going. I hope that it ends tonight. But yeah, shout out to all of you. I feel like yesterday was a decent enough card. I enjoyed it. We don't have another card for another 2 weeks, which is yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, Crystal. It's just I do have work in the morning, and I've got little bits of paperwork to finish off tonight. So you know, it is what it is. But like I said, shout out to all of you. There's no beef, of course. They're not. It's just a little bit of banter. Like I said, I love all you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Do head over to Giuliano and show him some love. I know people think he's mostly a goon, but he can be quite entertaining. Jesse's actually a good lad, Gaz. He's been in there for a long time. He's been cool. I'm gonna have beef next year. I'm demanding cows out of my husband. Is that another euphemism? I hope you have a good night, Rockio. Thank you very much for appearing on my channel. I hope you'll stick around. I'll potentially see you guys tomorrow. If not, it will probably be on Tuesday or when I can be fucked. Let's face it. It literally comes down to whatever my mood is on a particular day. But have a wonderful one. I'll catch you all on the next one. It will be, like I said, tomorrow or Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. We'll see how things go. Like and subscribe. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and have a good life. And I'll catch you on the next one, hopefully. Thank you all. In a bit, guys.